In this week's episode of Ride Like a Local, we're joined by world traveler Eric Lobo. I'm being joined by Eric Lobo. He has come from France to ride here in Canada, but unlike most tourists, he did this in the winter. And this is his second world tour on a motorcycle, but this time his beautiful motorcycle has skis on it because he wanted to ride the ice road to Tuktoyaktuk, of all places. So Eric, tell me, where did you get the inspiration to do this crazy trip?
The inspiration is it's difficult because it's my second tour, and my first tour it was to Reborn, and the second tour it was to live the dream, and my dream, riding on the ice road, riding and skiing in the same time in the ice road, and the only place available for me in the skiing and riding on the Arctic Ocean, and the only one place it's Tuktoyaktuk, the road between Inuvik and Tuktoyaktuk, and the inspiration of this trip. It's the trip of Christopher Columbus of the 15th century, when he started from Palos de la Frontera, south of Spain, to Cuba. It's the same trip, but opposite side, opposite way.
Yeah. Now, to prepare for this trip, take you how long?
2 weeks.
And in that 2-week period, what went through your head?
The most important is to live the adventure, and if you want to live the adventure, the best is to not prepare, and you need to adapt the bike for the beginning. I made all the parts,
All the panniers?
yes, and I never touched the engine, only stage 1. But the most important is not too much prepare, because if you prepare, first it's difficult to anticipate the problems. You need to trust your bike. This is the most important. And when you are on the way, you can adapt your bike. For example, when I was in November in BC, I decided to make a ski, to put a ski on the bike, because when I rode the first kilometers in the mountain with the black ice and the snow in the south of BC, it's far from Arctic Ocean. I try to imagine what I can find on the road. I imagine the worst scenario, and the solution was the ski, because I'm too old to fall, and I decide to resist to the nature, to the climate, to the bad road, and when I was on the road, I discovered the snow big snow for the first time, ice for the first time, but the road is not so bad, and I prepared during some months for the winter. I prepare all the equipment for me, not too much for the bike, and I decide to have the advertising to my friend living on the cold place, and I adapt the bike, and you need to prepare. Yeah, you need to well prepare your brain to do, because it's not too complicated to ride. For the first time in my life, I put studs on bike, I put skis, and you need to learn, but you learn each day riding, and at the end it's not impossible. But the most difficult is the cold.
Two Hills, Alberta, winner of the inaugural Canada's Most Rider-Friendly Community Contest, home to the Run to the Hills Memorial Rally and Wayside Fallen Riders Park. Two Hills, Alberta, Canada's most rider-friendly community. The Rider-Friendly Business Association, helping you to shop, eat, and play local. www.riderfriendly.ca. The Rider-Friendly Business Association, helping riders find rider-friendly businesses. The cold and fuel. How difficult did you find it with getting fuel, especially in the north? It's a long ways between gas stations.
No, this is not so difficult. The biggest distance is around 410 kilometers. Not enough for my tank, but I have 2 jerry cans on the back. The gas is not so good. You put regular gas, but poor. But you can add some octane and never anti-frozen, because
Right.
it's not bad. It's not good for the bike. And when you protect your engine, I decide to put a cover to protect the difference of outside and outside the engine.
Yeah.
And but it was okay. It's not so complicated. But the problem is the problem of the oil. You can put the heater each night, but sometimes it's not enough. And you see on the picture sometimes the bike seems like a barbecue. With the big flame under the bike, but that's okay. Finally, you can restart. But the problem is the battery. It's the problem of battery. You need to put the magnet heater on the battery each night. If you don't do this,
Yep.
it's difficult. And that's okay. It's not. But I regret my objective. It was around 50 below. And I did only 42 below, and with the windshield it's around 70, maybe more.
Yeah. How did you manage with those kinds of temperatures? Earlier today when we were out for a ride, you were telling me that you were frozen inside your nose, your sinuses.
I know. I was frozen inside
The nostrils.
Inside the throat and until the pulmon.
The lungs.
Yeah, all this part was frozen, all the tube was frozen, but that's okay. It's the problem. The problem of it's not too much the frozen. It's dry. On the north, the cold is very dry, and you finish with blood in the noise many nights, yes.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Tell me what the sensation of riding on the ice road with skis,
I don't know.
so that you're skiing and riding at the same time.
No,
How do you describe that sensation?
I try to think about this, but it's really difficult because you are not riding in motorcycle. You are not skiing because you are under you are the motorcycle, but it's really very strong because you have the both sensation. You can do the big curves very fast, 120 kilometer by hour, but it's very wow. This is the worst. This is the biggest sensation on the trip, because I never ski on a flat place 120, and I never ride. It was the first time I ride on the ice, but the both sensation is they feel you.
Sensations that fill you. That sounds pretty typical. Now, Eric, I understand that you did this trip, no credit card, no GPS.
No map.
No map, no plan, no reservations in hotels anywhere.
No, that's
How did you find the people of the north? Did they help you? Were they good road angels?
yes. The people on the road. But the north in winter. It's strong. It's a hard place, and the solidarity with the people is very big. No map, no GPS is not the problem because only one road, and the sun it's always in the same place. For the hotel, it's not a problem. You pay cash, and you don't pay tax. Sorry.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
No, this is not a problem because the people can let you outside, and in winter it's very very cold, and if you have when I have a problem on the between on the road and no motel, no nothing.
The Sports Camera Store in West Edmonton Mall is your one-stop shop for drift and GoPro action cameras. We carry Canada's largest selection of action cam accessories, along with video sunglasses, hidden in surveillance cameras, and more. Visit www.sportscamerastore.com or stop into our West Edmonton Mall location, lower level by the bay. My name is Wanda Shepard, and I work in administration at Community Futures. What I enjoy most about my job is the people that I work with. They're very passionate about what they do. They are excited about helping people and about seeing people succeed. And that makes it a very exciting place to work. What piece of advice would I have for a young person? Follow your dreams. The older you get, I think the farther away from your dreams you tend to get. And so I think if you start early, you have a much better chance of actually making them come true. Although I don't think just because you get older, that doesn't mean that your dreams aren't going to come true. Just if you start when you're 20, by the time you're 60, you're going to be further ahead of the game than somebody that starts at 40 and will be at 60. What inspires me? Helping people. I think that's what Community Futures is all about. We help people pursue their dreams, dreams of starting a company and running their own business. And for a lot of people, that's a very big dream. And so we help to make that process a little smoother and a little less hectic and a little less maybe want to pulling your hair out. What's my favorite pastime? Right now, it's yoga. I get up at 5:30 every morning and I do my yoga. It sets a tone for my day, and I feel good when I'm done. What's your favorite quote? Probably be the change you want to see. Because if you're always waiting for somebody else to change things, you could be waiting a long time. Now, you haven't just traveled the ice road Tuktoyaktuk. You were also in places like Russia beforehand.
Yeah.
Tell me what it was like riding there and then compare it to riding in Canada.
If I can find some comparison, people are same. Russia is like a cowboy speaking Russia, and and people here it's Russia speaking English. This is the same. The people are very friendly. The brotherhood is very very strong. And the difference is it's on the road. The roads are really, really bad in Russia. Sometimes you can find good, and with the difference, you you can, yes, when you ride on the good road, it's so surprising. Um, but the difference is the road. For example, when I was on the Dempster Highway, the road is not good, but finally it's very easy to ride.
Right.
The only risk if you fall, you disappear on the powder, on the snow, and you die. But it's the cold the problem. But it's not the road. The road is not bad. In Russia, the road is with gravel is very, very bad, very bad. And finally, it's a good training Russia before the road in Canada.
Yeah.
In Canada, it's very good.
Now, you've had some big help from some people here, and one of them is Stéphane Parent. Tell me how you met Stéphane.
No, I never met Stéphane. Stéphane met me on internet. No, this is the biker family. We are friends in common. Stéphane is from Gaspésie, and the Gaspé people adopt me because I was two time in the same year. The guys are fantastic, and the contact with this contact, the contact will be very easy. Was very easy, and he met me, and and I think I invite me to stay some days. I think 2-3 days, and now it's 3 weeks, and I need to go because I never go, and I need to come back in France because I need to finish to write my book and to publish for Christmas.
Right.
I try.
What is next? From Grande Prairie, Alberta, you are going to leave here and you're going to start heading to Milwaukee to the Harley-Davidson Museum, and then the plan is to Florida?
Yes, the plan. Yes, the plan is Florida because it's the place where arrived Cuba. It's the place where arrived Christopher Columbus in the 15th century, and I try to have to respect this plan. But I don't know. I don't know if I cross the sea to go in Cuba. Maybe I stop in Florida.
St. Augustine?
Maybe I need to go to Texas before because when I was in difficulties in Seoul, South Korea, one woman helped me, American, and she live in Texas, and maybe I cross Texas to meet her.
That would be a wonderful thing for you to do. I know that there's been a lot of people along the way who have helped you. You visited many countries on this trip, not just Russia, but as you mentioned, Seoul, South Korea. Tell my audience a little bit about the trip. When did you start? Where did you start from? What countries have you seen?
For this trip, it's not too many countries. I start in the south of Spain in May, end of May. I cross Portugal, Gibraltar, Spain, France, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, Russia from St. Petersburg, Moscow, Chechnya, Dagestan, and Kazan, all the road, all the Trans-Siberia, till Magadan, Kamchatka, Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, and after Petropavlovsk, Vladivostok, South Korea, Vancouver. And now I come back to my home. I finish maybe in Cuba, but I don't know where I send my bike because in France sometimes it's complicated. Maybe I send in Germany, and Germany I need to cross Belgium, Netherlands, I don't know exactly, but it's not a number of country. I stay 70% of my trip in two countries, the biggest, Russia and Canada.
Okay.
That is okay.
Which community was the most rider-friendly community in 2016? Presented by Community Futures of Alberta, Canada's Most Rider-Friendly Community contest starts September 2016. Thinking of starting a new business? Expanding an existing one? What could you do if you had a team? We'll meet your new team.
Hi, I'm Holly Sorgen. I'm the Executive Director.
My name is Wanda Shepard. I work in administration.
My name is Sherry Breen. I am the controller.
My name is Leah Holler. I work with Community Futures.
This is Shane Wallace. I'm the contract business analyst.
My name is Janine Harder.
Community Futures, growing communities, one idea at a time. Tell us a little bit about Eric Lobo. You're a photojournalist.
Yes.
You do amazing photography. It's National Geographic quality and then some. So tell us a little bit about Eric Lobo, because this is your second world tour. And your first world tour came about because of some huge personal upheaval in your life.
Yes. In my first life, I have a dual life. My job, it was the CEO on the real estate company, developer. I built some big building in Paris. Before, in the same time, I was in the South America, president of a company, Red across South America. And in the same time, I have a big hobby. It was the photography. I did 12 books. I did 12 books in the same time. And in the 2010, at the beginning, in January, February, all my world collapsed. I lose everything, my home, my car, my wife. My father needed a heart operation, and my mother died, and my father did a heart attack. I finished without money, bankrupt. And I decided to start for, I bought by credit. I'm a road king. I pay only 2 months, and I decide to go. If I die, it's the problem of the bank. And I decide to go to cross all the world. I wrote 3 books, successfully in France, and I decide to write the second part of the story. This part, different. I can say this part is the opposite of the first trip, and it's very interesting because in the first trip, no technical problem with the bike. I crashed only one time on the ladder, but only the crash. And in this trip, I had many problems. Not the problem with the bike, the problem with the custom part, because I tell you, I did some modification in 2 weeks. It was not enough, and sometimes I did a bad choice. For example, I put spokes on the wheel, and when I was in Russia, overload maybe, I broke 3 times, but it was very fun because I had the help with the night wolves in Russia, and with the night wolves it was very interesting because the brotherhood is very strong, and it was interesting to have a problem because each time I have the funny solution, but it was very good. And but all the opposite. I crash only 2 or 3 times in this trip. but really relaxed because you need to be very calm in Russia on the road because the people on the road are very excited because the period to ride the truck or it's so short. The guy ride like
Just crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good.
So I'm going to ask Stefan to join us for a minute. I would like for him to come on over here. So Stefan, tell my audience how you came to know Eric and how you guys came to be such fast friends.
We have friends in common from Quebec, and I follow Eric on Facebook, and I sent him a friend request, and he accepted. And from then, well, it went on and become friends, kind of a brother to me.
I've noticed this between the two of you. There's a lot of camaraderie. You like to joke, you like to laugh. It's like you've known each other all your lives.
Well, we have lots of things in common, I think. And Eric is an awesome person. He's like an open book. So it's fun.
Tell us a little bit about some of the help you've managed to help get this man, because it's been pretty impressive.
Well, I helped him over the internet, sent him pictures about these bikes to troubleshoot. And then he was on his way to Grande Prairie, and he said, I have the impression I'm quitting. I said, no, you're not quitting. It's just a put back to start stronger. So I went and picked him up in Fort Nelson, which is quite a ways from Grande Prairie, about 600 kilometers. Brought him into Grande Prairie. We got his bike at the Harley-Davidson dealership. I did a fundraise supper for him at the Den's Pub and Carvery here in Grande Prairie, which it was a awesome turnout. And then we went at the Harley dealer for another fundraise, which was very good too. And from then, well, I toured Eric around Grande Prairie and got him to meet people, and we've done a bunch of things for Eric to get to know this area a little bit and meet people, which is awesome for him and awesome for his story.
And I think it's awesome for our community to have an international visitor become part of our community. Because you see all of the pictures on Facebook. He's riding with the Chosen Breed, your riding club. He's riding with people like me, riding with this guy, riding with that guy, and learning who we are. And now these lifelong friendships have formed, and we now have another connection to someone who doesn't live here.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And if people want to go ride to France, well, they can contact Eric, and I'm sure Eric will be glad to help them out. Like he invited me to go over there and find him and ride with him over there. So I think it's a huge friendship between me and him.
I think so. I think it's just wonderful. It's amazing what a motorcycle will do. The way it transforms lives, builds lifelong friendships, all around a machine that touches your heart.
Yeah, there's lots of bikes out there, lots of brands, but there is only one brand that is like a brotherhood, and it is the Harley-Davidson brand. The only brand that people stick together, help one another. You don't see that in other brands. Harley-Davidson is the way to go.
In that particular case, I have to agree that Harley-Davidson has done a wonderful job through their hog chapters and everything in helping the average rider become part of a bigger community.
Yes, this is true. You know, Harley-Davidson helped the young people to get on the bikes, and they helped people to get things done. And they helped out Eric here in Grande Prairie. You know, you're never stuck with a Harley-Davidson. You'll always have a brother out there to help you out and keep you going. And there's parts all over the place. Harley-Davidson is the way to go.
Yeah, for something like this, unless of course you're going to do a lot of on-road, off-road, then a nice BMW, you know, that would be the way to go for me. And either that or a nice KLR. I like them too. You know, the big dual sport bikes. Yeah.
But
let's talk for just a minute about what's going to happen in the next couple of days, because I know that you two have to part company, right? And that's coming up really soon, Monday, I believe. So Tell me, what's going to happen in the next couple of days as he prepares to leave? What's going to happen here for you?
Well, every day I'm going to follow Eric like most followers on Facebook, and every day I check the time he's on Facebook, and at night I check, just like a mother checking on his son, eh? It's going to be pretty hard to be by myself. Now I have a friend, and my friend is leaving.
Yeah. And, you know, it's interesting because you're a transplant here in Grande Prairie. You're from Gaspésie, Quebec. That's where most of your family lives nowadays, correct?
Yep.
So you're a transplant here. Your girlfriend lives in Quebec. You haven't seen her in 4 months. Now your best buddy's going to be leaving, your newest best buddy. And Stéphane's going to be all on his own. So what are you going to do with yourself, Stéphane?
Within a few weeks, I'll go back to Quebec and find my girlfriend and enjoy life. I haven't saw her since January 4th, so yeah, it's time for me to go home a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, folks, it's amazing what people will do for their brothers and their sisters on the road. And these two, they're a perfect example of what brotherhood really means. And anybody who rides a motorcycle who is blessed enough to learn about relationships like this, they need to feel very blessed because they don't happen every day of the week. This has been a very unique experience for two men, and I think that this experience is going to educate a lot of people on what it means to be self-reliant and yet independently dependent on each other. That's what friendship is about. That's what brotherhood and sisterhood is about. And it's heartwarming to see this kind of magnitude of a story in my hometown, because that's very rare.
No, it is awesome, and it's going to be hard, you know. The next few days are going to be very hard. I'm going to drive down to Edmonton with Eric, and then I have to come back here on myself, and he has to continue on himself, so.
Yeah.
Moncton, New Brunswick, home of Atlanticade Motorcycle Festival and runner-up community in the inaugural Canada's Most Rider-Friendly Community Contest, sponsored by Community Futures of Alberta.
What would you give to be able to wake up every day and just point your motorcycle and go?
This is good, no?
This is the life. This is the life that everybody that rides a motorcycle, I think I can say that comfortably. We all have that hidden dream to just point our motorcycle and go. It doesn't matter where.
You see, I read yesterday some commentaries about what do you use, map or GPS? What is the best? And every people say, I prefer the paper is good, the GPS, maybe you need the both. But they didn't understand. This is the opposite of the real life. You need to ride, you meet people, you change direction, you talk with the people, they give you the good, they change your road, and this is the best. You don't need the road. The sun is the same place every day. You can change. This is the rule. And you don't need the problem with the too much navigator. You meet gas station, you meet motel, and this is not interesting. You need to meet people, real people, but you can anticipate. It's impossible to anticipate the people you meet on the road. It's impossible, and you lose the flavor of the trip if you have the obligation. For that, I don't have obligation. Maybe I will ride to Milwaukee in 3 days. Maybe I am on the road and I decide to ride during the night to win one day. Maybe it's not. Maybe I want to come back to my home and I ride 3 days without stopping, and I arrive in Florida. I don't know, yeah. But this I can choose every day. And if I want to stop because I meet some people very interesting, I come back later. I don't have my. I don't know how I can send my bike when I will be in Florida, cargo, ship, I don't know, and it's not important. I'll see. I have time. It's I give me until May because I need to write my books, and for me I need to win money because I need to live, and for that I need to make my books for Christmas. Right. This is the only one objective. The rest I have time.
I think that would be the absolute epitome of life at its finest. Being able to get up every morning and go, I'm heading that way. And I don't care what's down there. I just want to see it. And so, folks, Eric Lobo, World Tour. He rode the ice road to Tuktoyaktuk. He's done all these wonderful, amazing things over 2 world tours, met thousands and thousands of people, taken thousands of photos, hundreds and hundreds of hours of video. Visit his website. It's connected to his Facebook page, Eric Lobo, L-O-B-O, and please make sure that you like his page, follow his journey, and then look forward to all of his magnificent photography. Visit his website because the photography that's there will blow your mind. Eric, do you have anything you'd like to say before we end this interview?
Thank you.
Perfect. That's it. Thank you.
Join us next time when we visit Canada's most rider-friendly community, Two Hills, Alberta.